Hi, this is Robin with Stamp with Dr. Robin. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in beautiful San Diego, California, where it's been a little cold at night in the 40s, but right now it's sunny and I think mid 60s-ish. Feels warmer because it's pretty sunny out. I've been gone for 2 weeks. I've been taking care of my dad, who is 92 years old and has been living on his own, but now we've just come to a point where we gotta get him some more help and such. So that took up a week of my time, and then I got to spend a week with my daughter and her husband and my favorite grandchild, Rishi, and we just had a wonderful time. He is like August, September, almost 16 months old. He learned how to walk about 2-3 weeks ago, and now he's just walking up a storm. Just checking to make sure I'm truly alive here, because I'm not seeing myself. There we go. Good. And hopefully someone's going to come on and watch. Anyway, he's walking up a storm, talking up a storm. Every day he learns a few more words. He knows who I am, can say my name, and all his grandparents and aunts and uncles. So that's pretty fun. I think while I was there, let me see, he learned tissue and snowman, and I can't even remember. Every day it was like, did he ever say that before? I don't think so. Okay, that's pretty cool. So that's kind of fun. So say hi as you come on. So, and where you are watching me from, because that's always kind of fun. I have a whole bunch of stuff to share with you today because I haven't seen y'all in 2 weeks. First would be our Papercraft Collective group has a new set of videos for you, and this month, instead of picking a specific bundle or anything, we are doing techniques. So everybody's technique is different. Someone did ink smushing. I'll show you what I did. I did using your dies in different ways. So for instance, this is, using your die as a background. Where's the other one? Here's the other one I did for using your dies as a background. And then I also did with one of the dies, I haven't totally finished these cards yet, but this is one of the dies in the autumn, oh shoot, I forgot what it's called, but one of the autumn sets. And normally people will just color either it after they have cut it out, or color the paper first and then cut it out. But you can use the die as a stencil. And so what I did was, as I made it, I put this back there. But you could also take this now even and use the other side and use it as a stencil and get more like this. And then the other thing you can do is you can use your dies. I'm not sure how much you can see this because it's so tone on tone. I'll move it around a little bit and see if you can see it. But I use the dies basically to emboss. I just took several different leaf dies and basically embossed with it. So that's several different ways to use your dies, and that was my technique. What else is new? December kits, 2 new kits should drop tomorrow. I don't remember seeing them, so I can't tell you what they are. But the other thing that starts, I believe, tomorrow too, is the product of the month. So if you haven't heard about that, this is basically replacing Celebration. There's not going to be Celebration this year in January. Instead, every month throughout the entire year, when you spend $75 at a time, you unlock the ability to buy for only $5 a very exclusive product that's only going to be offered that month, unless it doesn't sell out, and then you'll have the choice of being able to do it the next month. So for $5, you may get a stamp set. You can get a whole regular pack of paper, but it will just be exclusive to that month, and you won't be able to buy it any other way. But instead of paying, say, $12.50 or $16.50 for a a 12 pack of 12 by 12 paper, you're just going to be paying $5 to add it on. So look for that every time you spend $75. Also, today is Cyber Monday, and now through the 9th, you can get a heck of a deal on Paper Pumpkin prepaid plans. So not the month to month, but if you pay for 3 months at a time, 6 months or 12 months, you're going to get, I believe the 3 months one is like $40 off, excuse me, $20 off, and the other ones go up from there. Also ending today, okay, so that starts today through January 9th, or December 9th, but ending today is the Black Friday sale. And there's still a whole bunch of things that are up to 40% off. Specifically, if you have some blends that need replacing, today's the day to do that. What else? Brush with Beauty craft class was a class that was live in a Facebook group for only $30, and you can still sign up for that if you want. If you have that Brush with Beauty set group of products, then that might be something you'd be interested in. Something else that's going to be new for 2026 is a virtual card retreat. I don't know if any of you went to the virtual scrapbook retreat, but with that one, and it's the same for the card retreat, you buy a basically a packet of everything that you are going to use and then some. And for the card retreat, which is going to be January 22nd and 23rd, it'll be in a private Facebook group from 2 to 9 p.m. Mountain Time. And it'll be recorded, so you don't have to watch it live. And they will show you how to make everything, and you can craft along with them. And you're going to be making 15 cards over that 2-day period. So when you buy the kit, which is $165, then you're automatically eligible to be in this Facebook retreat. So that's pretty cool. Just trying to see if there's anybody saying anything. And starting tomorrow, also there'll be a new group of last chance products. And they haven't really said anything about this, but it usually, in the December one, it's going to include last chance stuff from the September through December mini catalog. So if there's something you really, really want, today or tomorrow is the time to get it, because these are, once they're gone, they will not be replaced. There's a few things already on the, stuff that's coming in December, but, stuff that's selling out now is going to not be replaced. So don't forget that. Okay, going to put you down here. Email me if you have any questions, because for some reason right now I'm not seeing the comments. So if you have, no, that's not it. But if you have any comments, let me know. All right. What is going on here? Let me just try to push that back up a little bit. There we go. I think that'll be a little bit easier. Okay, so this is the card that we're going to make today. And this is using the Pine Tree Trimmings stamp set. And I actually am going to be using the Peace, Love, and Joy came from our Peace on Earth stamp set. And I've seen a lot of people also just cut these apart, which is pretty fun too. If you don't have this, you guys, this is the most amazing bundle, and it's a year-round bundle, which is, one thing I really like about it today. And the Pine Tree Trimmings, there's lots of different bundles, stamp sets that had trees, Christmas trees this year. The reason I got this one is because this one has those domes, those Christmas tree shaped domes that make it really easy to make a shaker card. And that's what this is cut out for. But we're not making a shaker card today. We're just basically using this, and then I cut out those trees. So let's get going. And I think one thing I actually want to try on this is, instead of stamping this cloud cover in cloud cover, I'm going to try doing it in the silver embossing. So we're going to actually start with embossing. So I've got just a 1/2 inch piece of cloud cover and my little tree cut out. And just to be extra sure, although I usually won't even use this, but because I'm embossing, I'm going to go ahead and we'll use our embossing buddy. And like I said, I don't often use this piercing mat when I emboss or stamp at all, but I don't know. Somehow it seems right to be using that with this. So you're going to hear in the background a heat gun going off because I'm going to kind of pre-warm it. And hopefully you can still hear what's going on. So we've got our tree, and I like to, on these bigger ones, turn them upside down like this. And you know, you can't really see the Versamark, so I really kind of go over it a few times. And hold it a little bit and make sure it's transferring. And of course, you can't even see it. And then I'm going to try this Peace, Love, and Joy, like I said, and try embossing it and see how that works today. So. All right, so we got some silver embossing powder in my cheap little thing from Dollar Tree. I think that came out pretty well. I do see some little pieces that are where we don't want them. And I usually have a old brush here, and it's here, but it's under a ton of stuff. So, and you guys, I told you I was going to also today be showing you my new products, and actually I was going to do that first, and then I kind of just totally forgot. So much for that. All right, I have my little heat gun here, so we'll do the card first. This is magic, isn't it, when you do this? I just love doing this. I love showing new people how to emboss, because it does, whoops, this is just going everywhere, because it does seem so magical. All right, you notice I was holding it with my Take Your Pick tool. I feel like I keep finding new things to do with a Take Your Pick tool, so let's move that out of the way. And now we're going to get a little inside piece here. Oh, I didn't even show you the inside. So here is the inside on the card. And these little ornaments are so cute, and they're in this set. So what I did was take my cloud cover, and I just started stamping them all the way across. You guys, I miss seeing you all for so long. All right, so all the way across the top. I think that's enough. And then I'm going to get my little envelope. we're going to stamp a couple here also. All right, and now we're going to get a little Memento Black for that From Our House to Yours. What I like about this one is it doesn't have to be straight. It's actually meant to be on an angle like that. Okay, so I didn't like the way these were kind of floating in the air like that. So what I decided to do was to take my black Stampin' Right marker, and I think that might be the only one that's going to be left soon. And I tried doing these initially freehand like this, but I didn't feel like I was all that confident in doing them. So I got out a little ruler and I just started doing them with the ruler because that felt a little better. I mean, one or two maybe, but this many, like I said, I was a little uncomfortable doing this many with a ruler. Plus you can even use, which I'm not, but I just realized you could use the lines on here even to help you some more. There's a lot of little ornaments here. Cute, huh? And now I think what I'm gonna do, I don't know, I didn't make an envelope yet, but I thought maybe it would be kind of fun to have this go all the way up, and then, you know, you'll cover it with your let's put it on the line, Robin. And then we can make sure this kind of looks. You know, then you put your stamp up here. Nope, I guess that'll be your return address. Or not. I thought that might look kind of fun. Okay, well that's done. Okay, so let's put our card together. So this is a regular cloud cover base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. This is some Peace on Earth paper. It's the back side of that one. And like I said, what I love about this whole Peace on Earth thing is that it, you know, is so versatile. You can really use this for lots of stuff. Like, you know, this doesn't scream Christmas yet. It will, but not yet. All right, and then this is the glimmer paper that comes with this set. And I cut a tree. Oh wait, first I have another piece. This is the back of this one, and this one is 2.5 by 5.5. Forgot to do that almost. And this just goes across the middle, all the way to the edge, sort of straight. Okay, now I can show you all these trees that I got. I was considering even, and then this one we're going to put up on some dimensionals. Oops, running out of dimensionals, even my little edges. I love these edges for things like this that, you know, it doesn't matter kind of where you are. All right, just gonna kind of play with this a bit. I'm gonna take my little one with the peace on earth and, you know, peace, love, and joy. And I call this diagonal cutting. I don't know if anybody else calls it that. I think I'm gonna need another start. I'm totally done with this one now. Now, anybody who doesn't use those little edges on your dimensionals is crazy, because they are there just for that purpose. You know, don't toss them. Use them up, use them up, use them up. All right, time for a new one. I have some more of these coming because I got them when they were on sale. So I know they ran out of stuff. I love how they exactly fit on a 1/2 inch thing. So what I was thinking I might do is see how it is doing it like that instead. Yeah, we'll go back to what it was, because now that seems kind of empty if I don't put that last one on. So we'll just go ahead with that. I think I can put this on first even. All right. So it'll be, I didn't make these, you know, completely even intentionally. And then that one will go in the middle. Yep. Okay. So these all get glued down. And I realize this is, you know, a little unconventional in the coloring scheme here, but when you're making a whole bunch of the same card, or just a whole bunch of cards for people in general, honestly, I kind of want something a little unconventional, kind of breaks it all up a little bit. I like you know, when I'm making cards, I don't make them 100 the same or however many I'm sending. I like to break it up a bit. And then when I'm getting ready to send them, I like thinking about, now who would appreciate this? You know, there's certain friends that I send my religious cards to, and certain friends that I send my not completely conventional colors to, and it seems to work out. No one ever complains about getting a handmade card, right? All right, don't know who's on right now, but thanks for coming on and watching. I realize I skipped a couple weeks, but like I said, needed to be with Dad. And then my favorite grandson. So what do you think, you guys? Do you like it with the, oh, I have one more thing. Glad I brought the other one in. Now, I don't know if anybody has these druzy adhesive backed, what are they called? Embellishments. And they're silver and gold, and they are very sparkly. They were a carryover from last year. And I don't think a lot of people realize that they're here. They come in 2 sizes. I'm going to put this beautiful silver one up here, and then take a couple of the little ones. Maybe one here. They're not so little. And one down here. But aren't they pretty? They add a lot of sparkle. So this is for your sparkling queens, this set. I actually do like it with the, maybe it's hard for you guys to see, but I like it with the you know, embossed. Or you could also, the other thought was you could do it with the Secret C and make that a little bit darker. I just thought I lost a little. But either way, I really like it. So I'm going to put you back up. And whoops. Hope to see you next Monday back at our routine 1 o'clock, at least for another couple weeks. Gonna have to go back up and see Dad again and get him settled in an assisted living place, so that may interrupt us one more week, but next week for sure I will be here at 1 o'clock Pacific time. So see you then. Take care.